and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The race starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Since 1970, Road Atlanta has hosted all different kinds of racing, including Can-Am, Formula 5000, IMSA Camel GT, Trans Am, Sports Car Club of America runoffs, NASCAR Busch Grand National Series even raced here. Tonight, the Midwest Motorsports GT4 Series is going to race for 60 minutes, and we are live. Thanks for joining us. I'm James J. Josh Watt running the stream, and I'm joined with Adam Sondag. Adam, how's it going tonight? What do you think we're going to see?
Hey, James. Maybe not as much action as we saw in the Petit Le Mans, but on the other hand, maybe we could. We've seen a lot in the past here. A lot of action in the S's, a lot of action into turn one, potential for a safety car tonight. We didn't see it last week, but we were close. So we'll have to see what's happening. We're at sunrise right now, so we'll see how the lighting comes into play for these drivers. Most probably haven't practiced with the sun coming up, but should be a good night or morning.
That's right. Good morning. The campfires. I've got breakfast on the grill, the smell of bacon and sausage around the track. We have 32 drivers tonight. So you're right. The possibility of a safety car is always out there. Qualifying has completed. Chase Fincher has put it on the pole with an incredible lap. Congrats to Chase Fincher. Jason Phillips will share the front row with him. Michael Odell and Jack Lucas start on row 2. DJ Barzak, Robert Snar, row 3. Francis Faustino, Jason Wahlberg, row 4. Travis Rowe and Nicholas Aslan, your top AM division driver, starts row 5 in 10th place. Steve Hansel, Walker McNulty, Nicholas Calguru, Chris McDonald, Taylor Montague have a full 32 car field, including some newcomers. Welcome Nathan Westlund. Glad to see 32 drivers out here tonight. A couple notables missing, including Brian Coxon, Shea McNeely. Right now, the points leader is Michael Odell, again starting on the second row in the blue and yellow BMW. Followed closely by 5 points with Chase Fincher. John Daniels third, Brian Coxon fourth, Jesse Coffey fifth, Jason Phillips sixth. So points on the line today. We do have drop races this season, so those are not counted yet. But this is race 11 of 16. So we're winding down the season. 5 races to go. 60 minutes at Road Atlanta. We're expecting 1 pit stop. Pit window will open about 20 minutes in and close with 40 minutes to go as the entire field winding its way down the very important turn number 7, starting the long back straightaway before turn 10 A and B. Chase Fincher in the blue McLaren. Jason Phillips, very fast here, was leading at the white flag, did not take the win. Last time we were here for an endurance race, this time 40 minutes shorter at 60 minutes. Remember, all 4X and above will be reviewed after the race, so we're hoping for a clean start. You never know. The track definitely gets narrow, as Adam noted, especially in the S's. As they crest the hill, blind right-hander of turn 3. There's a car off, especially on the opening laps. You're going to note we are in the chicane now, going under the bridge, and we are going to get underway for 60 minutes. The GT4 series from Road Atlanta. Race number 10 starts now. Chase Fincher looks back at the entire field behind him, down the hill, takes the green flag, past the Michelin Tower, and we are racing. Nice and clean here. Let's get a good start, boys. Again, 32 cars start the field. We'll wind our way back to see if everybody makes it through the S's. Green, green, green. I'm not seeing any cars dropping quickly. No names dropping fast. CJ Barzak makes a mistake. He's dropping. What happened to CJ? Down to 17th. We'll get a replay. Hopefully, it's turn 5. So he got those opening S's. CJ had hosted a couple of practice sessions throughout this week with everybody. We're not sure if he had help. Well, I'm sure we'll try to get a replay later. Unfortunate for CJ Barzak. He's got 60 minutes to make it up. Chase Fincher leads Jason Phillips, Michael Odell. And the 3-car train that we've seen at multiple races this season is underway. Michael Odell right on the bumper of Jason Phillips as they go through the very challenging 2.5 mile course to complete lap 1. Michael Odell is on the bumper. Oh, Nick Calguru. That is turn 10B. Facing the wrong direction. Jason Phillips has the Budweiser AMG this season. Adam, have you driven any of the GT4s on this track? And do you think there's one car that might have an advantage?
Yeah, I think that, if you look back at what we saw last year, I think we saw that the AMG and the Aston handle the curbs a lot better. The curbs here are fairly aggressive. They definitely come into play in multiple points. So we have seen the McLarens and the Porsches not handle those curbs as well. There is a lot of run here, so you get a lot of leg stretch there for the McLaren. I don't know that it really favors any one car here. I think that I think we'll see this come down to pit strategy and potentially mistakes.
Michael Odell has a bumper. Jason Phillips decides not to pop out. He's right in that slipstream. Right behind this, Jack Lucas, Robert Snard, Jason Wahlberg, all really close as well. But these Michael Odell applying pressure. I think Michael Odell is content on staying with Jason Phillips. He out-qualified him, so maybe his one lap speed is faster. So Michael Odell will probably be content as long as they're not losing too much ground. Chase Fincher, I think. Michael Odell is happy to follow. Here's CJ Barzak all on his own. No contact. Really hard to see there, but Walker McNulty also gets it wrong. That's the exit of turn 5. A lot of runoff room, but cold tires, very different from practice time after multiple laps, even qualifying. Through the winding S's, we are riding with Walker. Yep, there he is in the McLaren. It's on the bumps, driver's right. And CJ Barzak is there too. It's actually the same type of accident that caused the last 10-15 minute debacle at the Real Petit Le Mans this year when a GT3 Mustang went off in that same spot but stayed on the track. And the leaders came into him, ran into him, and took out Ricky Jordan. But that's a story for another day. Thanks for the replay, Adam.
Looks like they both tried to get on power early there, and the suspension's really rolling and going up and down, and with these tires being cold, it's a lot to ask to put power down there when you're still on the rumble strips. So both of them getting excited to try to make some spots up there early, and both of them ended up pointing the wrong way.
I'm sure they're both kicking themselves. CJ Barzak qualified 5th, dropped down to 21st. Walker McNulty qualified 12th, dropped down to 27th. Here's what happened to Nicholas Calguru. Keep an eye on the Red Bull. Steve Hansel pops out in front of him, and Calguru brakes really hard and does a good job of not running in to the back of Steve. Steering input, maybe they do touch just a little bit, but Nicholas Calguru is already sideways there. And then gets it wrong is Travis Rowe on the outside. Tries to leave room for him, but Calguru's momentum was already switched. And Ian Bakaitis in the 22 barely misses. Nick Calguru does a great job of getting out of the way, but a tough break for Nick Calguru, but avoids an accident. Ian Bakaitis. 22 is now in 22nd spot. He's fast here. He'll make it back up. But I got to say, Nick Calguru has made some questionable racing moves in the past. He served multiple penalties, but that one, cannot blame Nick Calgary for that. He did a good job. We should give credit where credit's due to back it up and get out of the track to avoid anybody crashing into him. So good on you, Nick.
Yeah, a lot of action there. People try to make their moves there. It's the last chance you get before that nice run. Might see another one here.
Inside, Justin Shoup in the 73 on CJ Barzak gets a slipstream. CJ Barzak probably still trying to gather his thoughts after that lap one. I know it takes me a couple of laps to get my wits back about me. Rick Bundren, unfortunate for him, got a meatball and then speeding in the pits.
Yeah, it's when you have early trouble, it's hard to remember on your planned pit stop. You know that you need to hit your marks, but when you're coming in off cycle for a meatball or to serve a penalty, you're frustrated. You're not thinking about maintaining speed, getting your pit limiter. So that's just unfortunate. Turn those pit limiters on.
That's right. You get in the habits or the flow of the race. Here's the great battle. Steve Hansel and Travis Rowe. This is a battle for 9th and 10th. Steve Hansel in the white Porsche. Travis Rowe, the BMW right behind. Putting the power down. Travis Rowe on the inside coming over the hill. This is a big move into turn 12. Too wide. Steve Hansel's going to try to cross over back into turn 1. What a race. Travis Rowe opens up the entry using the pit lane from the support side. The Porsche gets a little better exit, but not enough room to pass or get side by side as they go through turn 2 and 3. Through the S's down into turn 4. As the track falls away, the Porsche goes a little wide. Here we are, turn 5 that caused the lap 1. Hansel taking a lot of curb on turn 5. Good job for Travis Rowe, move him up a spot.
Yeah, it really looks like the new BMW GT4 model is handling the curbs really well. It looks like he's really getting nice turn in there. And the car looks nice. I mean, this really starting to look nice. We need an update on the Porsche now.
Yeah, we do. The BMW front grille starting to grow on me. I'm still not completely there yet, but Travis Rowe makes it look good. See that. Jason Phillips and Michael Odell, almost a second now away from Chase Fincher. That can be gone pretty quickly.
Yeah, as you see a lot of drivers are just tipping the dirt there at the end of that runoff. So tires are still fresh now, coming into the window. Maybe a little later in the race, that might be a little more treacherous.
Yeah, good point. We'll see if anybody takes tires. Usually the left front is the tire to change. Jason Wahlberg looking up at Robert Snar for 5th. Decides not to pop out for turn 6. A lot of banking in turn 6. Flattens out for turn 7. Here's CJ trying to get that spot, or a spot on Kevin Mayer. Is CJ Barzak? They pulled away from Justin Shoup. He must have had a mistake there. They capitalized. Justin did not lose too many spots. CJ now looking for a way around Kevin Mayer. Blue designation on the numbers are pro drivers. Red designation is AM drivers. The cars are the same, the point spread. The only thing different, same number of points, but you're 2 championships on the track at the same time.
We've seen a lot of consistency growth from Kevin Mayer here as he's been running the GT4 series now for a couple seasons. So it's great to see, people that have goals to complete these races and stay on the lead lap and keep their car clean. And, you know, it's great to see people making those developments. And now he's running with somebody who's normally got a good deal of pace, as well as John Daniels behind him. So Kevin Mayer must have some laps put in here at Road Atlanta.
I agree 1,000%. I remember Kevin Mayer dipping into the GT4s on a fun run. Watkins Glen, I think we had a mixed series. John Daniels snuck around Kevin Mayer that same corner as CJ. So 2 passes. Good on you, Kevin Mayer, to recognize that 2 cars were coming through. John Daniels usually pretty aggressive, and Kevin Mayer was able to avoid any wrecks there. So great, huge improvement here. And I agree with you, Adam. It's awesome to see. And it's not just Kevin Mayer, everybody in the league's getting faster, and it's awesome. I love it. Back to the front, status quo, no major change. Christopher Hopper and the Porsche side by side under the bridge with Taylor Montague. Montague leaves room at the apex. Hopper lifts, trying to get the crossover down the front straight. We'll ride with them, maybe for the whole lap around Road Atlanta as they crest the hill at turn 1. Pit lane exit there. Turn 2 and turn 3 is the right. A lot of curb. The road starts to fall away as we begin the S's in turn 4 here. Straight line. The S's overlook. Turn 5. No curb. Exit curb that caused chaos. Watch for off tracks there. Passing zone here coming into turn 6. Right-hander Hopper lost a little bit of ground, but not too much. He makes up for it in the braking zone of turn 6. If he can get on the tail and get a slipstream on Taylor Montague's tail, they both get a good run as they're catching the cars in front. I believe that's David Stark and Ron Kabiltus. Awesome track, 2.54 mile Road Atlanta track. Sun's continuing to rise. And Taylor Montague showing some speed around the track. Good lap for these 2 guys. The HopperCon, Christopher Hopper Convention. Ooh, here's the new guy. Oh, he's rocking Roxy. Nathan Westland, welcome to Midwest Motorsports. I have it right this time, Adam. Ant Castor was in Rexy last week.
Yeah, that's right. The split personalities of the car.
GT3 cars and AO Racing. Westland, his first race in the top 10. Chris McDonald right behind him, maybe taking notes, looking for a place to pass. 2 Porsches headed down the back straight. We complete lap 9. Right at 15 minutes. CJ Barzak, John Daniels got around him. See if CJ can follow the Aston Martin through. They've caught up to Steve Hansel.
Yeah, it looked like Steve had an incident there when we were riding along with Hopper chasing Taylor Montague. It looked like Steve had gotten turned around there, so he's gathering it back in.
Yeah, he'll find a gear.
Can't tell if his rear wing is missing or not.
Oh. Good eyes.
Yeah, his rear wing is missing right now, so
body damage on the left side of the car might indicate contact.
Yeah, it must have spun backwards into the wall and taken the wing off. It's like some on the front too, so we'll see how that impacts his race. It looks like John Daniels is all over him right now.
Good eyes, Adam. CJ Barzak takes the outside around turn 6. See if he can stay side by side with Daniels. Daniels leaves plenty of room. Everybody goes off, and the Georgia red clay dust picks up as they head out of 7 down the long back straightaway. We can see clearly because there's no wing, and John Daniels getting a good slipstream. You can really see the draft taking effect. Let's see if John Daniels is going to pop out. He's going to fill up the mirrors of Steve Hansel. Steve Hansel without a wing might have helped him down the back straightaway not to have that extra downforce. Cal Guru hanging right in with him as they go across the start-finish line. John Daniels definitely going to make a dive into turn 1. Steve leaves room for him. If he leaves room on the exit as well, CJ gets by. See if Cal Guru can sneak by into turn 3 as well. He does. Takes a shallower entry into 3. Cal Guru's going to lose a little ground going down the hill. John Daniels leads a 3-car train down the S's. Steve Hansel paying for that. Ben loses 3 spots. Walker McNulty now on Ian Bacaitis. Walker, after the lap 1 spin, down in 21st. Ian Bacaitis with a spin as well. They can work their way through the field. Next in line to try to work on Steve Hansel. And the race for the lead is tightened up. Jason Phillips now only 0.3 of a second. He's caught him. Over time, lap after lap, Jason Phillips super fast down the S's. Michael Odell not out of the picture and almost 3 seconds back to 4th place. So the race for the lead is a 3-horse race right now. So close. Can't put his foot down any further on the floorboard. Jason Phillips has it matted until the braking zone for turn 10. Left-right chicane. This was added in 1996. It used to go all the way down to the underpass and then back up. They called it the dip. Gravity cavity. Too dangerous. Out the runoff room to the left of the bridge. They had to slow the cars down. Added the chicane in 1996. And it's really a great spectator zone too if you've ever been to the track. Or if you have the opportunity, I would highly recommend watching there. You can watch the whole race there. They usually have Jumbotron set up. Great terrace seating. The race for the lead carries on at Road Atlanta. This is the GT4 series, midwest-motorsports.com. If you're interested in looking for a league, we have 2 oval series and a road series. Truck series races on Friday nights. Cup series, next gen Cup series races on Sunday nights. GT4s on Tuesday nights. Midwest-motorsports.com, where you can find us. All the socials are on the screen. Entries are always free and always open. You can join in the middle of a season. Sign up today at midwest-motorsports.com. So much better than officials. As you can see, high level racing in the front. Something for everybody all through 32 cars. Pit window's now open. I don't think we'll see anybody right away, but you never know.
Catching up on retirements, it does look like we have had a few cars retire already. The 29 of Dan Gish is retired. The 44 of Rick Bundren. The 96 of Travis Jones. The 92 of Pablo Herrera. Excuse me, unfortunately also has gone out. And also, unfortunately, looks like Jason Wahlberg has retired from the race as well. So some early trouble for a couple drivers. So we've got a couple cars out now.
Super unfortunate. When your head's not in it, you're no longer having fun. I don't disagree with anybody putting it down, saving your sanity. Give it a shot, at least. Thanks for showing up and trying.
Yeah, we're far enough in the race now where, once you're 20 minutes in or so, it's very easy to have 30 minutes of repairs if you really had a tough one. So, sitting in your seat for 30 minutes and waiting for it to come back up can be a long time, or you can go do something else. Do the dishes, do whatever you got to do.
Thanks, Ron Kabiltas. Lets the leaders go in the S's. Very challenging place. Super courteous driving from your AM Division points leader, Ron Kabiltas. Interesting to see him so far back. He was your AM Division points leader. The field is, the leaders have bunched up again. Lap traffic. Having some effect, but that's, of course, natural in a 32 car field. Even with some dropouts, 45 cars. Still gets a little congested at times. Leaders usually pretty patient, working with everybody. And single file, pit stops any minute, but could be as long as 15 more laps. Well, 10 more laps, let's say. Michael Odell with a good run on Jason Phillips. But again, if these two start fighting each other, it's going to be harder to track down Chase Fincher. Maybe do some fuel saving and try to shorten up your stop like Travis Rowe did last week at Mid-America. Adam, you got any thoughts on how Michael Odell is going to find his way to the front?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure what type of movement people want to make. I assume people will need to take some type of tire here. So we'll see how that plays out if people take lefts or rights or fronts or rears or whatever that is. I think I agree with you that your left front is eating a lot of the force of taking this clockwise track. So I would assume that people will want to take it, but somebody may think they can get through without. I'm not sure who that might be at this moment.
And maybe take no tires. Take a chance. Down the hill, it's hard to describe the elevation change from the bridge down to the start-finish line. It is massive. As Chase Fincher gets in the red clay a little bit to try to maybe be a distraction or throw up some dirt. Old racing move. Once again, throw some dirt on the track for your competitors. So we have traffic jams. CJ Barzak trying to get through on Taylor Montague. Sorry, Adam.
Everybody left enough room. Nicely done there just to be assertive and let them know you're going for it.
Good call. That was Norm Snyder and Taylor Montague. DJ was letting Taylor know he's coming. Nick Calguru is next to race with Taylor Montague. Side by side into turn 2. Let's see if Taylor... Oh, nice. Cuts off Calguru. Calguru leaves room. Again, great job, Nick. Not to stick your nose in there. Not a guarantee. Live to fight another day. If you think you're faster, get a good run on the exit of 5 here We're looking back at Cal Guru coming into turn 6. Is he going to be patient enough to wait for turn 7, get him into turn 10 down the back straight as CJ did just a lap ago? If the BMW can get in the slipstream, got to run. He's going to go for it, I think. The BMW of Nicholas Calguru, the yellow and black BMW. Taylor Montague right just ahead. Makes his intentions known. He's on the inside braking zone. You got it wrong here earlier. Taylor leaves plenty of room. Calguru is through. Move Nicholas Calguru up. Looking like a seasoned racer.
Yeah, second lap in a row that Taylor Montague let somebody up the inside. May want to close that one off there. Getting closer to the end of the race.
Sure. Take the defensive line. DJ Barzak was not a pass for class. Calguru was. I see some chrome decals on that Taylor Montague ride. As he gets in the dirt and around he goes. No contact with the wall. Great car control. Saves his bodywork, saves his wing. Sees there's nobody else coming. Grabs the gear. Gets back on it. What a save for Taylor Montague. John Deere grass lawn mowing move of the race. Thank you, Taylor. No charge for that.
Yeah, mount up a new pair of turf tamers. Make up some time there going through the S's.
Yeah, so easy to do. You get it wrong or start to push out just a little bit. And the first S, the left after turn 3. Miss turn 4 just a little bit.
I think it's easy for people to overlook the impact of all the elevation change and the off camber on the grip that the tires are able to have. You know, that's where you see people we saw those 2 early mistakes as people are going uphill off the curb, trying to get back on power while the weight of the car is tossing around, you know, so it's very easy for something to either go under load or completely lose its load while you're also trying to put power through that tire. So super easy to lose the car when you're driving on elevation like this. It really takes a smooth touch, and if you start to feel it go, you have to be careful about how you correct and what you do to keep yourself on the track and off the wall.
Excellent racing advice, Adam, until you put in some laps. And you're right, especially if you have any steering input as well. Just going to magnify the effect. The weight transfers. Michael Odell not losing too much ground from Jason Phillips. It ebbs and flows a little bit. He gets some air there on the exit of 5. Fastest lap of the race, though, still Michael Odell. Blue and yellow BMW here. 3rd place. Lap after lap after lap again. These guys super consistent on the top 3. When's he going to make his move? We're approaching the halfway point. Michael Odell has shown his patience. Know it's a long race and a long season. To be only 5 points back from Chase Fincher. Risk reward management, I think, is Michael Odell's play here today.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason, as close as these lead 3 are together, I don't think there's any reason to force anything here. I think that they're all intelligent enough in their racecraft to know that they can stick together and try to either work it out in the pits or make the moves later when the risk and reward are in a little better alignment. Looks like a drive-through penalty has come through from race control for Taylor Montague.
Incident points, maybe.
Yeah, likely after that last spin that we saw there.
15x, and you have to serve a drive-through. Big run for Michael Odell. Jason Phillips just moved over half of the car width to let Odell know. See ya. I don't want you to make it this lap. But Jason Phillips holds on to second place. Just playing a little bit defense, but still keeping a good line. Awesome. High level racing. The cerebral game here too. Very, very much head games. You can communicate with the positioning of your car. Chase Fincher, your leader, comes into the pits. So now the race is on. Chase Fincher with the undercut comes in first. Travis Rowe out of 5th place. The battle for 5th, there's a 3-way battle for 5th through 8th. So these guys crank out a fast lap. Do you try to work on 2 laps? Chase Fincher still in the pits. I did see his car in the air, so he's taking tires. I think I saw all 4 tires in the air, so.
Yeah, it looked like he.
Here we go.
Looked like he was still doing fairly fast laps.
Michael Odell on the in lap, or on the lap that Chase Fincher decides to pit, takes the lead, and they do. Here they go. Michael Odell's not going to follow Jason Phillips through the pit entry, and the race is on now. Can Michael Odell hit the pit limiter? Jack Lucas also comes in from 3rd place at the time. 4th, you count Chase, as Chase Fincher is out on the road with some fresh tires. And Chase spent 29.7 seconds in the pits. There's no traffic in front of him right this moment, so that plays into Chase's favor. We'll see if they come into traffic when Michael Odell, Jason Phillips, and Jack Lucas come out, as pit stops are still going on. Again, 29.7, 26-second stop for, that was his pit lane start. On his way out, 29.3, 28.9 for Michael Odell, 29.3 for Jason Phillips. In traffic, though, let's see, Michael Odell is ahead of Chase Fincher. Michael Odell has pulled the overcut. Wow. It's out of the pits. What an amazing job. That Brian Sargent just in front of Michael Odell, but Michael Odell passes Jason Phillips on the in lap, and now we have a race.
Yeah, you can make up a lot of time. I think it happens.
Oh,
might happen. Oh no,
Brian Sargent, all good. Yeah, he's out of the way.
Feels like it happens more often in oval racing that people mess up their pit entry and can lose some spots, or somebody who really takes it in. But not often you see somebody make an uphill pass into the pit lane, and looks like that slight amount of time may have opened up for Michael Odell.
It could be the time from the exit of turn 11 at the bridge to actually starting the pit lane, getting in that through the dash line, through the little squiggle downhill before the actually pit lane speed limit starts and your time starts. So not sure exactly where Chase lost it, but now Chase has a rabbit in front. We're going to watch Chase Michael Odell.
We haven't seen that a lot this season.
But he has caught him. As Michael Odell's tires gain temperature, Chase's tires are up to speed. Michael Odell at the BMW, your new leader after the pit stop. No more stops to the end. Chase Fincher and the blue McLaren right behind him. He's been your leader the whole race. Now, a shark hunting its prey, and we get to watch it live on Twitch. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Give us a follow if you're here. Chat us up. We'll try to respond if you have any questions. Me or Adam, we'd be happy to try to help. Share your excitement. Tell a friend. Tell a friend how much fun we're having. Chase Fincher looks well. Here we go. Michael Odell's going to have the inside line on 10B, and Chase Fincher, that McLaren, has some legs. Got the slipstream and the legs.
Yeah, it's easy to take the inside there, but it doesn't set up well for the outside. Chase thinking better of it, and both of them competent enough generous enough to leave each other able to make it through there.
And Jason Phillips has caught back up. As these guys ride side by side, do not count Jason Phillips out. We know he's fast. Michael Odell does a great job of defensive driving. They're approaching Kevin Mayer. He's going to let him go if they catch him at the right time. Kevin will pull over. Hopefully let all three of these guys go by.
Yeah, nice long straight after this sequence here. Easy enough to pull off to one side.
Brian Sarton unfortunately got it wrong as they let him go. On the exit, nice work. Michael Odell gets a good run. Chase Fincher right behind him. I think Michael Odell did a good job actually timing that catch. Well, he's just so much skill involved in making sure that he didn't catch Kevin Mayer in the 77 too early.
You can see that McLaren really gaining on the BMW.
Got some grunt. McLaren, can Michael Odell stay on the outside? Fincher leaves him room. Michael Odell leaves room for Chase on the outside. We're going to go too wide down the hill. Chase Fincher grabs it. Wow. Michael Odell tucks back in line. What a ballsy move. Big cojones here. Now Jason Phillips shows his nose in the mirrors of Michael Odell. Michael Odell doesn't know where to look forward or backward. I think the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason, so try to focus forward in racing and in life, I guess. But Chase Fincher regains the lead. Michael Odell still with the purple lap. Goes real wide on the exit. Don't do that too many times, Michael. You'll have to pay the price as so many cars have. Nicholas Calguru gone over the 15x limit and serves a drive-through. Lap traffic could play a part before this is over. Coming up on 21 minutes to go. This is Midwest Motorsports GT4 action. Great advertisement for going in the league. If you're looking for a league, this is it. Midwest-motorsports.com. Top three. Throw a blanket on them the entire race so far. SDK is going in and out to our timing screen. Sorry about that. We can see the action on the screen, though, to know. You don't need timing to know that you can less than a second over top three. Closest battle on the track. Shout out to Francis Faustino hanging out in the top 7. Nicholas Aslan is your current leading AM division driver with 6 cars between he and the next AM division driver. So Nicholas Aslan has an opportunity to make some major points up here today. The top 3 drivers continue to battle it out. Hard to switch to anything else. We don't want to miss the pass. Coming up on Justin Shoup, I believe. the lead lap. Chase Fincher. Justin pulls over in the gray AMG and lets Chase go at least. Michael and Jason also get by. Thank you, Justin. Really appreciate your sportsmanship. Nick Calguru now comes in for gas. Chase Fincher leading the field into the S's through turn 5, catching up to Christopher Hopper. Pulls over, lets Chase go. Michael Odell should not lose too much ground here, even if they go too wide through the exit. Christopher Hopper does a great job. Thank you, Hopper. Shout out to you. Christopher Hopper, if you're on Audible, like to read, like to listen to audiobooks, check him out. Christopher Hopper, science fiction author. Keep you on your toes.
Underrated voice actor.
Very underrated voiceovers. Thanks to all your contributions. Midwest Motorsports is a great league. Lots of incredible volunteers. Appreciate every admin, every participant for your contribution to Midwest Motorsports. Make it the league that it is. We couldn't do it without all our members. Thanks to everybody. Chris McDonald and Roxy looking up at Nicholas Aslan. Nicholas Aslan moving up. Chris McDonald in the pink car. No, I'm sorry, Chris McDonald in the silver car. Nathan Westland right behind him. Is this a battle for position? Porsche versus Porsche.
Yeah, it looked like Nathan may have had an incident shortly a little bit before this. Where that's at. Maybe not. Maybe time scoring lied to us.
All good. Inside the top 10. Day's race for Chris McDonald. See if I can find some of his previous results. You switch over to your AM division leader, Nicholas Aslan. Also in the truck series, great driver. The Valvoline AMG, working his way through traffic. Nick Calguru behind does a great job showing patience again. Not putting his car in uncomfortable situations. And everybody wins. Everybody stays on track.
Andrew Miller taking the inside line there.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, Nick Aslan really picking up speed over the weeks as the GT4 continues to run in this league. So good to see that. Nice to see. Again, we've seen a handful of our trucks and former Xfinity drivers come and join the GT4 league, and seeing a lot of development there in the road racing craft of those drivers.
On both sides.
Yeah.
And a smile on your face while you're doing it.
Sounds like the 66 of Brian Sarton will have a drive-through for incident points.
That's a tough break for Brian. I know he gained a couple of those. Going off track to let the leaders go.
Yeah, it's, I think it's overlooked. I've mentioned it before, but I think it's overlooked that you have to learn how to be passed to some degree. It's not something you go out and practice for, when you're putting your laps in, you're looking for your times and how to make speed. You're not thinking about where am I going to let the leaders pass me 3 wide with 2 minutes to go in the race. And I think that it's easy to sort of tilt and compound mistakes there. So it is something you need to practice, so it might not hurt to either get in a session with people that are faster than you, or maybe even load up an AI session with the difficulty turned all the way up and just get used to keeping yourself clean, because that's your performance as well.
All part of the evolution of racing in your iRacing career. Speaking of long legs and finding a gear, Jason Phillips has caught the bumper of Mike Lodell, and now he pops out before the black flag stand of turn 9 now. Jason Phillips made his intentions known. Mike Lodell, that's how you allow a pass and maintain momentum on the exit, see if he can get him back. Move Jason Phillips up to P2. Now let's see if the AMG of Jason Phillips can catch back up to Chase Fincher and leave Michael Odell. Chase Fincher 2.8 seconds up the road. Chase Fincher got some tires and he gone.
Yeah, not long ago, Jason Phillips was rubbing his hands together as Michael Odell and Chase Fincher were passing each other back and forth through these sections, and now Chase is relaxing, maybe that these two have battled for a couple corners and gave him some ability to pull out by almost 3 seconds now.
After losing the lead in the pit cycles and then regaining the lead, Chase Fincher establishing his authority on this GT4 field. Back to Chris McDonald and Nathan Westland. This battle goes on, and what a great battle it is.
Speaking of character development, our resident author Chris Hopper looks like we'll have a drive-through penalty, building character and overcoming tragedy here.
See if that lights a fire on Hopper. Maybe he can come out and turn some crank out some fast laps. A little motivation to have the freedom of a couple more incident points before you get another drive-through. Alguru has got around Kevin Mayer. Francis Faustino and Robert Snard just behind these guys are battling for position inside 6 and 7. There's Robert Snard, who's had some really good practice sessions this week. We saw some practice times, and Robert Snard was right up there with him. Everybody in the session. Francis Faustino looks like he's got some practice on the track this week, and it's paying off as he gets his front wheels in the air.
Solid top 10 run here.
Yeah, it's super.
With 10 minutes or so to go, about 11 minutes now.
Francis currently 12th in points without the drops. He's got one top 5 and one top 10 this season, so this will be another couple of check those boxes. I guess the top 5 would be a top 10. Might be the same. He's got to run Nathan Westland on Chris McDonald. Is he going to make the move now? Coming up on 10 minutes to go. The AO Racing Paint. Dinosaur. Roxy pokes out just a little bit under the braking zone. Is this the lap? Just fills up the mirrors. Maybe try to force a mistake on power here. Do they stay on track? They do. They're looking into the sun, looking east. They cross the start-finish line. Into turn 1 once again.
Nathan turning his windshield wipers back off.
Goodyear blimp looks down on Road Atlanta as we go through turn 3. Chris McDonald avoiding the curbing at 3. Nathan Westland uses it for help rotate. Here we go. Big wide runoff, driver's right for Nathan Westland. Gaining a little bit into turn 6. What a battle up and down this whole GT4 field under braking for turn 7, trying to put the power down. Chris McDonald gets a great run on the exit. Nathan Westland a little bit closer this time. No change up front. We're not missing anything there. Nathan Westland looking back at Dinosaur Teeth. Again, not this lap. Turn 10, the best passing zone. Definitely at the end of the longest straight. I think Roxy's hungry.
Yeah, plenty of time still to get this done. I think we'll see a lot of Nathan showing the nose here, making Chris think about where he wants to set the car up.
Side by side into turn 2. Thinks better of it. Good run. Nowhere to go. Road just too narrow. The S is tempting, but maybe Chris McDonald knows that. Positions his car just right. Does not get the car unsettled and keeps the position.
It's like Jack Lucas is now
Nice.
come into view for Michael Odell after he's lost touch with Jason Phillips.
Nice run for Jack Lucas. Maybe the BMW M3 version is showing it might not be the best one for this track, or Michael Odell's lost the forward pace. Maybe, I mean, it was about the same exact time in the pits. I don't think it's a tire advantage or disadvantage. Jack Lucas also put in some good practice laps.
I'm not a driver of the M3, but I know people say that it feels like a brick, so could be that the car pushes on the front a little more than maybe some of the others. So maybe he does have more degradation on his tires than maybe the other drivers do. I'm not sure.
Jack Lucas has definitely caught him. He is definitely faster. It's in the slipstream. Michael Odell goes defense early as the cars pass the alternate track crossover. And on entry, Michael Odell has no choice. Congrats to Jack Lucas making a move. Michael Odell with some bodywork damage on the right front. Not sure exactly where he got that, but Jack Lucas by clean. Moved Jack Lucas up to a podium position. Three top 10s so far this season for Jack Lucas.
I believe this would be his first podium, however.
Yeah. Awesome. Looking good, Jack. You got 6 minutes to go.
I assume with the lap times here, that would likely mean 5 more laps.
Running out of time. Inside the top 10, Nathan Westland in his first GT4 race with Midwest Motorsports. I don't think it's his first race in this Porsche. Maybe not his first race here at Road Atlanta. Bringing the speed tonight. Putting everybody on notice. I'm here. We'll be fighting for top 10s. Chris McDonald, not a pushover, holding strong. Robert Starr and Francis Faustino still, yeah.
Yeah, Francis still trying to get back in there. Nick Aslin has a nice buffer from front to back from anybody in the race, and especially a nice clear lead over the rest of the AM division. Nick Aslin running 8th, and his closest competitor in the AM division, Ian Bakaitis, down in 15th. So solid run here to be in the middle of the pro field, running solidly top 10 here for Nick Aslin.
Each position, regardless of class, has that number of points. So the fact that he's 6 positions over Ian Bakaitis is going to be a huge points gain in the championship for Nick. And I got to say that Ian Bakaitis, after spinning earlier, to make it all the way back up, second in class, a huge effort for the 22 of Ian Bakaitis.
He's got 2 positions on Ronald Kabiltes, so.
Yep, that's the other points. Right now, Ron Kabiltes is leading the points in the AM division. Again, without the drops, it's hard to tell how far, but another good run for Ron Kabiltes. I mean, top 5 in class.
Francis remains on the hunt.
We've seen incident points go over even all the way up to the last lap before. So as my man Chocolate Myers says on the oval side, do not take the hats to victory lane until the checkered flag is out. I don't know if Francis has enough speed to catch Robert Snar, but he's going to try. No change up front. Jason Phillips is pulled away from Jack Lucas, is pulled away from Michael Odell. No change. This is the closest battle on the track. And Francis Faustino hoping for a mistake on Robert Snar, or he's there. A money lap. Let's see if Francis can crank out a good one with this lap and one more. Chase Fincher may be coming to the white. Lap 40.5, so he's probably like at turn 6 or 7 now.
Yeah, he's just coming out onto the back stretch, it appears.
The dots on the M&Ms on the track map will show you. So Chase Fincher will be coming to the white. Francis Faustino just lapping one more. Man, you can really see Robert Snar's sideways Mercedes going up the curbing. Exit of 5. Francis Faustino is there. Is he close enough to get in the slipstream? There's some good speed out of here. Robert Snar puts the power down early. The grunt of the AMG Mercedes. Gap is closing little by little. Chase Fincher has taken the white flag. After leading the majority of the race, here's a replay. Nathan Westland on Chris McDonald. He did it. He's there. Can he complete the pass? Chris leaves room. Can Westland get a good run up the hill using the curbing? Get it just right. The fans and the terrace seating have a great view as he goes under the bridge and move him up a spot. Nice work for Nathan Westland. That was a hard-earned pass. Took 60 minutes to get there and 60 minutes to complete the pass, but that was well earned. As your points leader and race leader, Chase Fincher, brings it down the hill into turn 10 for the final time. You got the AC on, waving to the crowd, waving to the fans, turn the radio up, and Chase Fincher brings Urkel down the hill to turn 12 and takes the checkered flag for Chase Fincher. Your points leader extends his lead tonight. Jason Phillips congratulates him. The strong second spot. Jack Lucas brings it home in third for a great run for Jack Lucas. Fourth place, Michael Odell. He'll take it. Travis Rowe, fifth. Robert Snar and Francis Faustino, sixth and seventh as they come down the hill and complete their final lap. Great run for both of you guys. Chris McDonald has lost his spot to John Daniels now. Wonder if he ran out of gas or had a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Must have just had a
bad exit out of 7, maybe.
Yeah, he's pulled all the way over, so he must have had some reason to do so.
John Daniels gets a freebie on the last lap. Nice run for Kevin Bridges. Third in the M division. Brian Sarton finally brings it home in the gold chrome M4. Walker McNulty, Norm Snyder brings the Texaco Havoline 54 in and parks it. We'll see if we can find Chase Fincher and talk to him. Adam, if you want to run down the field, maybe.
Yeah, nice run today from a lot of folks. We had some cars retire, in a little bit of trouble. Saw a great run here from Nick Aslin. Chase Fincher able to take the lead, came out of the pit cycle with the undercut not working behind Michael Odell, was able to make a nice strong move back to take the lead. Chase Fincher, your winner, and will continue to stretch his points lead. Jason Phillips second after getting around Michael Odell toward the end of the race. Jack Lucas also able to take Michael Odell, finish third. Nice finish for Jack. I believe his first podium here in Midwest Motorsports. Michael Odell fourth, Travis Rowe fifth. Robert Snar able to hold off Francis Faustino in sixth and seventh. Nick Aslin, great showing here, top 10 in the AM division. The winner here, nice race there, able to finish in eighth. Nathan Westland in his first run here in Midwest Motorsports, ninth, able to get around Chris McDonald there with a couple laps to go. John Daniels getting around Chris McDonald on the backstretch on the final lap. Not sure what happened to Chris McDonald there, that he was pulled over and running slow, so would be interested to know what happened there. David Stark, 12th. Pretty consistent, solid day for David Stark. Didn't really seem to be up to too much trouble or in much pain. CJ Barsack had a little bit of trouble, as did Walker McNulty on the first lap, spinning, able to come back for 13th and 14th. Ian Bacchius, second in the AM division, 15th overall. Kevin Bridges, third AM division, 16th overall. Ronald Cabilt is the AM leader in 17th and 4th in division. Robert Shoup, 18th, 5th in division. And rounding out of the field here, we had Kevin Mayer, 19th, Chris Hopper, 20th, Andrew Miller, 21st, Pablo Araya, 22nd, Brian Sarton, 23rd, Nick Calguru, 24th, Steve Hansel, I believe, had some issues on the technical side and got disconnected by iRacing, so unfortunate for Steve, 25th, Norm Snyder, 26th, Kyle Ryan, 27th, Taylor Montague after an incident and having to retire, 28th, Jason Wahlberg also with the retirement, 29th. Rick Bundren retiring as well, 30th. Travis Jones, 31st. Dan Gish, 32nd, all retiring. Safety car not deployed today. James, over to you.
Hey, thankfully, we did not need the safety car today. And great run for everybody that raced. Thanks to everybody. 32-car field and bringing it home, P8 overall. And first in the M division, Nicholas Aslin. Nick, it's James and Adam in the booth. You got us?
Yes, I do, James.
Congrats on a great win, man. What's it like racing at Road Atlanta, man? What did you see out there today?
Oh, I love this track so much. I've done so many laps on this track in Gran Turismo, but always just on a controller, never really, behind the wheel. And, I did some practice this week. I think it took me like 5-6 laps to even make the first little chicane part of the track there, that first little right-hander. Just kept going at it, finally made the corner and was able to set in some good laps, and it kind of just all came back to me from Gran Turismo. And absolutely laid down a heater in qualifying, which helped but scared me a little. And then just like I said in my previous win at Barber, didn't junk it.
That is the first step to finish first. You first got to finish, right? And you've had some really good runs this season, and now 6 positions ahead of your nearest competitor, Ian Bakaitis, in the race today. Hard to tell with the drop races, but what are your goals? As we have, like I say, this is race 11 of 16, so we're winding down the season.
Yeah, honestly, just be consistent. Like, this was a complete 180 from my previous 2 races at Road America and Brands Hatch. I mean, I got to give a shout out to, everyone I was racing with, really. Like, it's so hard to, move over and let guys by when you're a faster car. Like, if you're getting the blue flag, and, I had so much respect from everyone in this race. And, it's hard for me to say it on the radio during the race because I'm trying not to crap myself around this track, but really do appreciate it. And yeah, just honestly being consistent. Like, obviously, like I said, this is a track I have a lot of laps at, mentally, not even just in iRacing, but in other, simulators. So, just maybe preparing a little better for some of the other tracks and trying to learn them more to, have these consistent showings.
Well, we got Sebring in the rain next week, so
I don't know if I'll be here for that one. that might be an off week for me.
all good. Well, you got to
Yeah.
wait to make that decision, but anyway, yeah, great job on the
Yeah.
race today. Definitely gained some points, and you earned it, man. Good job.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I can't wait to watch back the broadcast.
Yeah. Well, you did it, man. You earned it. Congrats, Nicholas Aslan, on bringing it home. P1 in the AM division. And he's going to give Ryan Kabiltas a run for his money as we continue on this season with 5 more to go. Your winner, Chase Fincher. Chase, is James and Adam in the booth. You got us?
Hey, man, I got you.
Well, how did it go, man? I know what we saw. What was it like out there?
Very difficult as the tires wore out.
We noticed that all 4 of your car, all 4 wheels went off the ground during your pit. Did you? Is that
No,
yours?
I only took fronts. The rears were fine, but that McLaren cannot handle those bumps in turn 5, and the way I could take the turn earlier in the race with fresh tires was fine, but with Jason and Michael right on my butt, trying to get some momentum out of that corner, I wasn't able to keep my speed up, and I feel like that's where they were gaining the most ground, and that's right before after turn 7 with the stretch. So I mean, they were just sticking with me. And then when I came into pit, when I was leaving pit, I accidentally, since I'm in VR and can't see anything, I accidentally double tapped my pit limiter, and then I went up a gear, so I had to remove pit limiter, then drop down to second, and then I saw Michael go by. So I probably lost 2 or 3 seconds leaving pit. So I apologize to Michael if I was a bit aggressive trying to get back around him, but I had a run, and I just kind of went for it. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if it's a case of monkey see, monkey do on turn 5 when he hit the wall. All I saw was his car, because I wasn't looking in the rearview mirror. I was trying not to crash myself, but I did see some movement in the back. And when I looked back, I saw him start dropping back. So I guess he kind of followed me out because we were both pushing pretty hard through that turn.
Wow, we noticed the markings on his nose, but didn't see it on the broadcast. So we'll have to check the replay and go.
Yeah, I think he smacked it pretty hard, and that's where his pace, because he was there and he would have been there. He would have fought me to the end and probably had some runs. But when he had that contact, the car just wasn't compliant. He probably was losing a ton of speed in the straights.
So you're driving his car and your car, huh? You're at least paying attention. 2 cars back.
Well, you kind of have to with these guys.
It was incredible, man. It really was just a master class with all 3 of you. Jason Phillips never left the battle either. And then we were definitely curious. So thanks for clearing it up. You double tap the pit lane speed limiter, and that's the difference. And the legs of the McLaren coming out of 7 got in the slipstream and made the move. I mean, great show of patience. Did you think about doing it the lap before, or did it just play out?
No, the lap before, because the McLaren can get a pretty good drive out of turn 7, but the lap before I was still trying to warm up because the McLaren takes a long time to warm up the fronts. That's why like the first 2 laps of the race, I was all over the place. And going into turn 7, I had a little bit of understeer, so I wasn't able to get on power as soon as I wanted to. But by next lap, the lap that I started, I think it was 2 laps in a row, I made the move. It was tires were warmed up. I was able to get a good drive out, and I was close enough on the second run to get at least far enough ahead of him to where going into the chicane, I was able to keep a nose out ahead. So coming down to the start finish line, I was able to be ahead.
Never look back, man.
Congrats. I'd look back.
You're looking back. I hear you. It wasn't obvious up here, man. You definitely had the radio on and the AC, maybe one arm out the window by the time you had a 3-second lead. Congrats on an incredible run tonight and a show of dominance tonight, Chase. You're going to stretch out your lead a little bit. I haven't calculated the drop races yet.
Yeah, I don't know. The drop races are we'll figure that out. I mean, I missed race 1, so that's a drop race for me already. So it's just kind of doing the best I can the rest of the races we have, and if I do have a bad one, that'll be the other drop week. But I can't really. Missing race 1 was was not the best because that's 0 points. As opposed to having a bad race and still scoring like 700, I've got 0.
And you're still right behind them, 5 points back. All right, so my final question: Sebring in the rain. Any predictions?
No. It's from what I looked at the forecast, it's going to rain mid-race, I think it was. So it's just really putting together a good quali and then timing your pit. I'm sure we'll probably figure out as time gets closer when the rain's predicted to come in. Is it going to be where you run into your first pit and then the rain's going to come later and you pull a Michael O'Dell and just go ahead and put on wets? Or is the rain going to come a little bit sooner and you pit early and overfuel to get you to the end? I don't know. No really predictions yet. It's just I got to get out on track. I know Sebring in the dry. I just got to get out there in the wet and figure out the wet line.
Well, we'll be watching, man. It's great to see you out there again, Chase. Congrats on a great win. And thanks for showing up and putting on a show for us, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. And I would like to say I hate that a bunch of the guys missed out. This would have been, I think, an insane race if we had a few of the guys that couldn't make it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sometimes real life gets in the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So all good, and they got their drop races too, like you have yours on the first. So we got 5 more races to go, man. Don't take the hats to victory lane. I've said it before. I'll say it again. All right, Chase, congrats on a great win, man. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good night, Chase.
All right, good night.
Winner, Chase Fincher, flag to flag pretty much, pit cycles. Otherwise, he's out of here. And speaking of, for Adam Sondag and Josh Watt, we are out of here. We'll see you next week. Session opens at 7 p.m. We'll go live about 7:25 from Sebring in the wet. See you next week. Don't forget to stay in your lane.